Emancipation Day is dubbed as one of the most important days in Guyana's history since it pays homage to the courageous efforts and sacrifices Guyana's African ancestors endured during their grueling and life-threatening journey to freedom, coupled with the achievements accomplished following the abolition of slavery by African men and women. In an effort to pay tribute to the blood, sweat, and tears of African ancestors in their grueling century-long fight to freedom, many monuments have been erected countrywide. The most recognized is the 1763 monument, which memorializes the 1763 Berby Slave Rebellion. The bronze sculpture proudly stands at 15 feet tall in the Square of the Revolution in Georgetown. Unveiled in 1976, the statue, which is often referred to as the Coffee Monument, commemorates a major event in Guyana's anti-colonial struggles. It was designed by well-known Guyanese sculptor Philip Moore, who died in 2012. It was unveiled on May 23, 1976, to mark Guyana's 10th independence anniversary. Despite his defeat, Coffee became a national hero of Guyana and a symbol for the fight against colonialism. Coffee, a household slave of West African descent, led a rebellion of more than 2,500 slaves in an uprising that is considered the first true attempt by slaves to fight for their freedom in an organized fashion. Coffee from Plantation Lillienburg led a revolt for an entire year until they were overcome by the Dutch. Another monument was erected along the Seawall Road to commemorate the fallen heroes in the 1823 Morara Revolt, which is considered the largest slave revolt in the country's history. The 1823 Emancipation Monument was designed by Ivor Thom and was unveiled in 2013. This historic slave revolt took place on Plantation Success East Coast of Morara on August 17, 1823 and quickly spread to other estates. It was led by freedom fighters such as Kwamina, Paris, Hamilton, and many others who struck a mighty blow to the system of plantation slavery. The 1823 revolt saw over 10,000 slaves fighting for their voices to be heard and inevitably their freedom. This community now houses almost 20,000 people and measures a half mile by 8 miles in extent. The clay brick monument still stands in the Bedford-Rockton community ground. HGP-TV Nightly News studio is located in the East Coast of Morara Village. In a recent interview with the African Community Development Association Act, the executive Dr. Eric Phillips, he stated that there needs to be a paradigm shift in the behaviors and attitudes of Afro-Guyanese men and women. He called on them to indulge in the path of self-discovery so that they can be able to fully understand and love themselves. Phillips opined that in this day and age, he would love to see more young African men and women enter in the field of entrepreneurship to break generational curses and acquire lifelong wealth.
The first entrepreneurs in Guyana, the first true entrepreneurs were Africans. And they should recognize that in the first huge entrepreneurial activity, which is buying the village of Victoria, women were involved. We don't even know that there were 5 female entrepreneurs in buying Victoria. So we need to go back to our history. We need to understand the struggles of 1763, of 1823, and of 1838, and to learn those lessons.
Meanwhile, the national park would have been buzzing with scores of Guyanese citizens well clad in their traditional wear. However, due to COVID-19, the entire celebration tradition has adjusted to adhere to the new norm and safety regulations. Several virtual shows and concerts occurred over the weekend so that the celebration of emancipation could live on. For the HGP Nightly News, Amel Griffth.